This paint is the only paint in the world that claims to be a liquid mirror. And on the website, it looks absolutely insane. And today we're gonna find out, is this paint as reflective as it claims to be? Okay, we need to talk about where this paint came from. As a surprise that came to literally almost nobody, this paint is from our art god, Stuart Simple, and his brand, Culture Hustle. You might remember them from the world's goldest gold paint review that I did. The world's blackest paint in existence that absorbs 99.9% of all light. Or you might have seen a video on this exact paint from my wonderful YouTube art best friend, Miss Art of Chloe Rose.
Hello there!
She did a really great video on it a while back. I'll link it down below. And since her video on it, it has been in the back of my mind for months. And so yeah, I finally broke down and bought it. Today we're gonna review it. We're gonna see if it's real, fake, how it works, all that good stuff. If you haven't subscribed with notifications, be sure to do that because not only will you get notified of every single video that I make in real time, it also helps me literally more than you could ever know. And I think giving the video a thumbs up does too. I'm not too completely sure on that. So if you wanna do that, I guess that'd be cool too. And yeah, with that being said, I'm like too excited for today's video. So let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. Now, when I watched Chloe's video on it, she mentioned how small it was.
It's like the size of my pinky finger. It's so small.
And I guess just because it's on YouTube, you don't like understand how small it really is. But guys, it is so small. It is like teeny tiny. Now, one of the reasons that makes it so shocking that it's so small is that the mirror paint costs $37. And what makes it so expensive is that this pigment is pretty much unlike anything else in the world. The pigment is so finely graded that each individual particle is half the size of a red blood cell. And not just that, but this paint, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's very, very watery. This paint is designed to just like flow over everything, be as even as possible, and give you that true mirror effect. So let's pop this bad boy open. And I haven't even swatched it yet, and it already looks like this. Oh my gosh. I'm like so excited. That is so cool. Ah! It's more shiny on the actual paint bristles than it is the actual metal part of the paintbrush. I'm not used to how like fluid this paint is and it like spills everywhere. Right off the bat, this paint is literally so shiny, I can see my face. You can see my pajamas, you can see my neck, you can see my face and my mouth moving. What the heck? Now, I think this paint swatch would look a lot more shinier if I didn't have paint bristles. So I straight up am just gonna dump a little bit on the actual palette itself and see what it looks like completely untouched. When it's in a blob form like this, it kind of looks like straight up liquid mercury. Bro, look at it. This cannot be real. Bro, look how clear this is. You can see my phone, you can see my hand. This literally is like a mirror. What the heck? All right, so now that I know what it looks like in swatch and like how reflective it truly is, I bought this really cheap metallic sterling silver paint from Walmart. And just to show you how reflective the chrome aspect of the mirror paint really is, I thought we would compare the two. So here's what they look like next to each other, and already you can see there's like a humongous comparison between the two. she's cute or whatever, you know, just like a nice little gray moment. And here is the liquid mirror paint. Boom, no comparison. And when you compare the two side by side, it kind of looks like there's a piece of foil over the basket compared to the silver paint, you know? Obviously it's better quality, but not only that, it's way, way, way more pigmented. Wow. Now, one thing to note is on their website, this paint looks absolutely insane. Specifically, this one picture I saw of an apple, it blew my mind. But I don't know if the photo has been manipulated, if it's editing tricks, or what's going on. So I went to a craft store, picked up an apple, and I thought we could try to recreate it. Now, when you look at the apple, it definitely looks like they airbrushed it on as opposed to like painting it on. There's absolutely zero paint marks on it. So I bought this manual airbrush machine, and we'll see if we can get that exact effect. Drum roll, please. Bam. It's definitely not as reflective as the website, and it could be because I don't have a proper airbrush, and the apple does have a little bit of like textury bumps on it. So in some areas, it's definitely more of a chrome effect, but in other areas, it looks fantastic. You can see the outline of my face, some of the room, my fingers. I feel like MC Escher right now. You know how he has that drawing where he's like holding the ball? That's me right now, except the YouTube version. So I definitely feel like that image could be possible under the right circumstances, but I personally just wasn't able to recreate it. Whoa. Oh my god, that is not a flattering angle. Oh. Now, if you don't agree that it looks like a mirror, I totally get that, 100%. But one thing that I would probably argue to the grave to is that this looks like chrome. It really does have a metallic metal finish to it. So with that being said, let's test it on some metal. And I'll pour some directly on it because that seems to work the best. The fingerprints, I can't get the fingerprints off. When you look at it head down, it definitely does not blend in whatsoever. But something really weird that I've noticed is that when you bend it at a certain angle, it blends in flawlessly. And not just the pouring side, but also the painted side as well. At that certain angle, if you were to tell me there was no paint on it, I would believe you. So before I put this paint on an actual mirror, there's something important that I need to address. Unlike the world's goldest gold paint, unlike the world's blackest black paint, both of which are pretty much completely safe, this mirror paint does come with 2 warnings. The first one is kind of a no-brainer, don't eat it. Kind of obvious. And secondly, more importantly, this paint is actually flammable. Now, I don't know exactly how flammable, but it has warnings not just on the website, not just on the box, but on the actual bottle as well. If you use this, make sure you do it in a well-ventilated area with a mask on. I know we're tired of masks, but wear a mask. And total side note, if you want to know exactly what it smells like, back in my childhood, there used to be like this balloon paste where you'd put it on a straw and blow into the straw and it would form like a balloon. I don't know if anyone is gonna know what I'm talking about, but this paint smells exactly like that, which is kind of concerning now that I'm thinking about it. But anyway, I want to see what this mirror paint looks like on an actual mirror, so let's do it. And I'll go ahead and put a little puddle because that one seems to work the absolute best. Wow, I completely underestimated this paint. Now, when you look straight down on it directly, again, we see that same pattern where it doesn't really look like much. But guys, once you angle it, it looks like a part of the mirror just has like a little piece of plastic or something over it. This blob, it kind of looks like it's transparent, but it's not. It's completely solid. And that's gonna be my final saying for this paint. It's absolutely out of this world. If you have $37 to blend and you like the novelty,
heck yes, get it. It's awesome.
if you want to see my 2 other culture hustle videos, I will leave them down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do that. And yeah, with that being said, guys, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you next video. Bye.